Alrighty. Hey folks, how you doing? It's been a while. So earlier you're probably gonna see some videos on how we built this or how I built this, put it together. And as you look, it's a Norwood HD36V2. Kind of excited here. This is the first log we just put on. And no, this isn't the second, third, fourth log. This is the true test of what we're doing here. You can hear raindrops on the tin roof. It's winter time, late January up here on the mountain. And this is what we need, rain during our winter time. But we're dry, so that's kind of neat. So let's get into this machine. I probably left you with, had the carriage built. I did run the engine, we tested it, and it's a smooth running machine, I will say that. It idles nice, sounds good. So we're just waiting to get the hydraulics in. So that was the second part of this, and maybe it's a fast forward. There's gonna be a video of short clips, individual pictures of me putting the hydraulics together, but right now the hydraulic system is up and working. We have log levelers hydraulically up and down because I'm old and didn't want to do this manually anymore. So this is the reason we got this machine. So I can level that log out either way. There's another one at the other end. If you got a fat end on a log, you want to raise that thin end up, you can do that. Log dog, lock it in your logs. That slides back and forth. And as you will see on my frame that I had to cut into, if it's sitting there on the ground like I have mine, because I wanted the sawmill a little lower than higher, you're going to need to make room for that log dog to slide back and forth. So if you're going to build your machine like I have, you might want to consider that and make room for that to go back and forth. I chose to have my saw low. Log rests in the back holding up this piece of slab wood, and you're probably wondering why I have a piece of slab wood here. Well, this is a 20-foot saw, or I have it built for cutting 20-footers, and I set this up at 8-foot spacing on my log rest with the log dog somewhat in the middle to pinch it. And thanks to the rusty mill, I've got a 7-foot 10-inch log, so it wouldn't get in between the log rest. So I slid her down and we locked it in using a slab. That's the way it's going to be for my short pieces. I probably won't be cutting anything shorter than 8 foot normally out here. Typically when I'm sawing my logs off the mountain, I bring them down in 12, 14, 16s, that length. So log turner. I can't wait to use this thing because I used to use the old PV and stick my leg inside one rail and try to roll those big logs. And I was always fearful that if the old man in me couldn't hold it up and that thing rolled back, I'd be hobbling on one leg with a crutch on the other. So this will be interesting. I can't wait to use it. You're going to see it for the first time in me using it. So if you want to chuckle at home and I'm doing things, this is my first time using this system. I will get better at it, but we're going to find out how it operates. So the chain system, I've seen some other saws. They got some different mechanisms, but I'm interested to see how this chain grips into the bark or free log and how it turns it. It's going to be kind of slick, I hope. Down at the end where all the controls are, I have immediately thought when I got the saw in front of me, I can't see all that stuff. So I'll be bending down and taking a look. Either that or maybe I'll start taking the carriage down and raising it up and bringing it over the log so I can see my log rest and the dogging of the log. Because obviously this piece of equipment is fairly large and you can't really see through it. Nice Honda engine. I will say that thing kind of runs, and you'll hear it, runs kind of smooth. I did check and look for leaks. So if we have a surprise on the video, it'll be a surprise to me too. So we're gonna crank this thing up, and we're gonna cut a piece of wood. So I guess here we go. There ain't no time to now, right folks? Let it warm up a bit. I mean, it is winter time, a little cold. This will probably come into where I'll probably question myself why I didn't get a motorized up and down when I'll be cranking this. That'll be the next adventure. Alrighty, I'll look at my scale and I'll figure this out. Well, I'm ready. Are you folks ready? Here we go. Hey, there's the first cut on our sawmill. I'm kind of liking it. Pretty smooth for a new blade. It should be, right? Nice piece of hemlock. Thank you, Mr. Rusty Mill. All right, this will be my test with rolling this log with a slab over there. I'll get it.
Okay, we'll try this again. Well, long, ain't it? Probably.
What the hell's that do?
The emergency switch I didn't put on.
You don't need one of them to come.
Nah, not here. Not on the mountaintop.
You only need that in an emergency.
I'm hoping we don't have one.
Ready? I think it'll clear there. And how you did it before, you're going to hit the dog.
Eastern Hemlock. Yippee, nice turn, building lumber. Well, folks, I'm sure you can see that the saw is new to me. Hopefully, when you buy your machine, you don't have as many trials and tribulations. But I'll get used to it. It's different than my manual mill. I ain't used to hydraulics, but I'll get used to this stuff. In the meantime, I'm going to get after this, maybe cut it down to 2x6s. Here we go, folks. Another 2x6. Okay, folks. I guess this is review time.
Now we're back to Carl and talking to it.
Okay,
Yep,
we're in action. Well, I guess some people will have a few laughs. Maybe I'll get some positive comments and teach me how to use this thing a little better, huh? Boy, was I used to my manual saw and being able to flip, lock, do everything for X amount of, say, 10 years. I'm going, now I got me a toy with an engine, hydraulics, and I got a whole new learning game. So if you're getting a hydraulic machine for the first time, maybe making a video might not be the smartest thing, huh? Because you'll see your mistakes. But again, I have this thing set up with my log rest at 8 feet because I'm normally cutting things a little wider. So I'm gonna have to get a little inventive, like I did here, and just throwing a sacrificial piece of red slab. So that kind of held it in place to get the job done here. I'll just either get another log rest, either manual or hydraulic, who knows, or maybe I'll come up with my own. But if you're setting your saw up, typically when you buy these, are 12-foot saws. Everything would be nice and in the middle, and you'd have your 2 log rests, and you'd have your log dog right there. So settle up accordingly as a tip for you folks out there. Performance of the machine. I will say that the blades they sent me work fine. They cut through this, and I know it's hemlock, and I'm a hardwood cutter, so you know that maybe the next video I'll have some hard maple on here, a piece of oak, who knows, and we'll see how the blades do on that. But with this hemlock, that blade that Norwood sent me cut through like butter. The Norwood machine, I thought it went through this lumber pretty damn straight, pretty square. I did check the last piece to see how I was on depth to make sure. And I have just what I suspected, just under 2 inches on this one, which obviously is rough cut. I'm putting it in my wife's barn. She won't notice a difference, will she? So I'm really happy with this saw. I like the horsepower. It seemed to go through. I probably could have cut a little faster if I wanted to, but it looks like the speed I was going, it looks pretty good. I mean, there's a space, there might be one tooth that might have been off a little bit on the set, but all in all, I'm very, very happy with this machine, and I'm sure if you purchase a Norwood, you'll be just as happy. Again, you know, probably for the first log, it should have been a 10, 12 footer. I wouldn't have had these issues. I'll get used to that log turner. It's probably going to take me a little practice, as I'm sure it will for anybody else that hasn't used one before. But I will say, happy winter. See you folks on the next episode. Mountaintop Sawing. See ya. You want a video of a deer behind you? See him on your left? Your left. Right. Oh yeah, they're coming down to feed. You can put that in the video. They're not even afraid of the mill.